What's up, my degenerate Spartans? It's me, Third Eye Open, reporting for duty from the computer chair or the couch, because in 2020, the only rings we'll be conquering are gonna be from Halo. Thank goodness. So get your copium bags ready, and let's check out this new video put out from the Xbox official podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome to the official Xbox podcast. It's the only podcast coming to you from inside Xbox. And today we've got the Warthogs.
Josh Stein.
The rocket launchers are loaded and the sticky grenades are sticking. And here to guide us through everything we need to know about the soon-to-be-released Halo campaign Evolved are Kibu and Brian Gerard. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's great to have you here in front of this enormous movie wall, pretty much.
This is real. What are you talking about?
We're actually there.
We're on Alpha
Coming to
Halo.
you live from Alpha Halo.
I know. We were both just talking about how we
They look
get
like
this
they're in a
our
good
studios.
mood. That's a
I
good
could
sign.
live with that every day in my house for sure.
But let's dive in. So we're here
Although
to
they
talk
could
about
just be the
Halo.
camera jitters
25
and
years
being all
ago,
smiley.
Halo Combat Evolved launched on the original Xbox console. I was a little skinnier. I had some pimples. I was in high school. And it kicked off this iconic franchise that became legendary across the years and the decades. The music, the weapons, Cortana, Chief, the list goes on. Now here we are. Pimples are gone. A little more weight for me. But we're going back to where it all began in Halo Campaign Evolved.
Oh, I'm so
What
excited.
was the remaking this classic campaign now, 25 years later?
A lot went into this. We're happy to be here to chat about that, Josh. I think you're right. 25 years, super old myself. I've been through the saga of Halo.
Yeah.
It's a great milestone. It's like
my childhood.
Not a lot of franchises have that sort of length and longevity and impact to culture and gaming. Super cool for us to be able to go back to where it all began. We're talking about a new start, a new chapter for the franchise where Halo Studios now, it just felt like perfect timing to kind of capitalize on 25 years, go back to where it all began, but more importantly, what a great time to welcome in an entirely new generation
Pillar of
fans.
Autumn.
Yeah,
There
I
she
mean, I
is,
couldn't agree
boys.
with you more. It's 25 years. It's such a
Look at
momentous
Sarge.
anniversary for us
Sarge
and
and
Xbox, and I just can't wait for everybody to see what we've been up to. This is a really exciting new chapter for us, and this game is meant to be a love letter to the original Halo CE, but it's also meant to be this incredible stepping off point for our studio.
That's right. New and old. A lot of people are going to get to experience either Halo for the first time or in all new ways. So the game, it looks visually stunning.
Yeah.
We're surrounded by it with a wall. We've seen the social media posts, the trailers. 25 years is also a long time in technology for that growth of the industry. So you guys have some decisions to make because you have to take what worked best for the classic, what made Halo CE, but then you've got to bring in that improved look for the game. Can you take us through maybe what it was like balancing? Like, how do you be faithful to that classic, but then upgrade for modern technology?
Yeah, I'll share a little bit. I know philosophically early on as the team talked about this project, as Casey noted, like this idea of a love letter, there's a tremendous amount of reverence for the original game. It really touched all of us in different ways, catapulted my career, helped me fall in love with Xbox. It means so much.
I think so many of us have fallen in love with this game over the past 25 years. I know whenever I first played Halo, I was at my buddy's house, and I had a PlayStation 2, is what I was playing at the time. I think I was addicted to like Need for Speed and NFL Blitz on my N64. And then my buddy went over to his house. He had an Xbox, and he showed me Halo. And I was like, oh my God, I need one of these things.
Much to everybody at the studio. There's so much passion there. So I think first and foremost, whatever we were going to set out to do has to stay true to the spirit
like
of what that original was about, right?
15.
But it was also a conscious decision that this was not just a one-to-one remaster. It was an opportunity to try to do something a little bit different. And one thing I love to help reiterate and stress is Combat Evolved is an iconic all-time GOAT game. Thankfully, it's still there. It's awesome. It's not going to go away. We still play it all the time. But with Campaign Evolved, we want to make something that's just equally special, pays an homage to it, but helps bring it forward. With new
They're
technology,
intentionally
new
putting
ways
that old
of sort of
footage on there, so
experiencing
it's
it
all
for new
great
players.
and shit.
Yeah, and
Just to be
speaking of new
just
technology,
nostalgic.
we rebuilt everything from the ground up in Unreal Engine
what they're
5.
doing.
It looks absolutely stunning. Everything from the
great.
levels, the characters, the weapons, the vehicles, like all the cinematics, you name it, everything was completely
Oh, yeah.
rebuilt. And I
gonna be
remember
something to
during
play
play
through again.
tests, I'm just an absolute menace in there because we go into these play tests with very specific things that we're
I'm gonna
supposed to be
stream my
doing.
first playthrough.
But I just turn on invincibility and I just go on a tour and look at all of the beautiful things that are in there. It's like I could gush about the art like all day
cheater.
long, but I think that the thing that was most paramount to us was making sure that the feel was there. And so we took this hybrid approach where we could combine Unreal Engine visuals with that original Halo simulation. So we got the best of both worlds this way.
Yeah, Halo's never looked better, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. And you guys let me play a little
So
bit.
it is
Thank
a full
you. Everyone else
rebuild.
is about ready to experience it for themselves,
just
and
the
it
copy
looks
paste.
phenomenal. You can really get. It's funny you mentioned that play testing because I was getting
Put
lost.
some real
just like,
work into it.
oh, great! Oh, look at the grass. This is awesome.
It feels like Halo, right? Like after 25 years, Halo needs to feel a certain way. Hopefully you also
Absolutely. It
felt
feels like you stepped into an amazing painting of Halo, but then you hear Halo. Then you feel the gun of Halo. You see the baddies of Halo, and then you're suddenly right back
No,
in the
that
world. There's always a
looks
meme
like
of
it
the guy
feels
eating spaghetti, and then he's going back
I'm
to
excited
like a
to
picture of
feel
himself being
Yeah.
a kid.
myself.
That's what it feels like. Is at first I'm
ready
like,
to put
wow,
my
this is
hands
beautiful.
on
And
that
then the
thing.
sounds, the sights, the baddies, the guns, the Warthog engine, it all comes back to you, and then you, oh man, I just feel right at home.
that is all. That's the
That's
ultimate.
exactly what we're going for.
100%. And to hear our art director talk, I think he talks a lot about we want people to look at and experience this game, and it's exactly like they remember it in their minds.
Yep.
And obviously, it didn't really look like this back then, but in your memory,
know
it
what
kind of
he's
did.
talking
And
about.
now it just feels
Totally right.
That's funny.
And
you
I've
say
heard
that, 'cause I was
Asmongold
like,
bring up the
didn't it look
same
this
thing
good when I
too.
was a kid? But you always have
Yes,
those
and
rose-colored glasses
it's
when
totally
you look back on
right.
it. So it's
I
great to see
remember
it looking better
whenever
than
I
ever.
played some
now,
of these
outside
games,
of
it
obviously
was
us
like, oh my
gushing about how
God.
good it looks, it also
looks so
plays pretty
good.
well too, right?
then
I
you
mean,
look at
it's
it
like
now,
Halo,
and you're like,
it's more.
Jesus
but on that
Christ,
more,
how
you
did
guys
that
have made some
look good
enhancements
to
to
me
gameplay.
back
There's some
then?
new stuff, right? New weapons, boarding vehicles, something about wraiths. Fill me in on what's new here.
This is really cool because as longtime fans, 25 years, a lot of mainline games, and the team had this really cool opportunity to look back in hindsight now and sort of 25 years of fan feedback, 25 years of seeing what things are fun and cool, and inject that back into the game. So
It looks
you mentioned
cozy.
the sandbox.
It looks
There's about
like-
9 new weapons now that
It
you
looks like
couldn't
it's
use
responsive.
in the original version, and some of
know.
them are like no-brainers.
button,
You might have
do
forgotten
the
this,
thing.
but when you kill an elite in Combat Evolved, you couldn't even
that's
pick the
very
sword up that he
comfy.
just dropped,
Yeah.
right? And of course, you could later in the series. So
Snuggle
you
right
can pick
up
up the
in
sword
that.
now. You can pick up a sentinel beam now. You can pick up a fuel rod gun now.
grab
That's
that
great.
control,
What's really cool to me, though, probably my favorite I have to shout out would be we have not had a brute spiker in a Halo game in a long time, and it's back. We can talk
Bring
about
back
that a
the
little
brute
bit. It
spiker?
actually comes
Okay.
back via the new bonus
I'll give
missions,
it a
but
try.
through some other
Never was a
features like
super huge
remakes, like
fan
you'll
of it,
be able to
yeah.
get your spiker fill if
Has
you
its
want
moments.
to, but things like the
Fun
battle
in Halo
rifle,
3
the
to
needle
catch
rifle,
people off guard with it.
things that are just
God, it was
enhancements and beloved items to the sandbox now are added in ways that make sense, thoughtfully, that just enrich the experience.
And I think you said like you can pick up the weapons. Now you can hijack the vehicles. You can go in and you can
That.
drive that wraith that you mentioned around if you want. It's so much fun where you can just board all these
That looks
vehicles.
great.
But also what's really great is you can switch weapons with your Marines. So if you get into the level and you're not happy with your weapon, you
Yeah.
can just give it to the Marine. Or maybe
Take this pistol. Give me that rocket.
Or the pro chip Pip is giving your Marines the rockets and snipers because they pretty much have unlimited ammo while they're wielding them. Now you're just rolling
So
down.
now you're top night,
Yeah.
and then he was just railing them out. It was great.
Yeah, so if you ever wanted to see what a Marine would do with unlimited rocket launcher ammo, now's your chance.
That sounds dangerous too.
I get
Sounds
one
so
more
cheesy.
kind of fun fact, not to be too
gonna
spoilery.
do
It's
it.
a 25-year-old kind of core game, but still there'll be
Gotta
new
do what you
players
gotta do.
experiencing. But some of the monsters that you encounter, spoiler the flood, they got more and more interesting as the series evolves. By Halo 3, they're way more formidable. You've got these giant sort of flood tank forms. Now we're able to put those back in
Oh, we
and
bring
bring
the
that
multiplayer
level of
back
flood
so
back to where it
bad.
all began, which
It's not going
makes
to
the
have
whole
life in it
experience
if you
level
don't
up
bring multiplayer
significantly.
back.
I
You've
like
got
that,
to
'cause
do
I have my
something.
own
You got to
favorites,
do
but always
that.
gets into the debate like, what's your favorite
Halo
Halo? What's your favorite
Studios,
multiplayer Halo? What's your
if
favorite
you're
campaign
listening,
Halo? I love that you guys
come
look
on
back
now.
and you
Like,
pulled
so
from a
many
few
people
memories
out
because
there. You have
my
massive
memory, the greatest here, 41.
sleeping
Well, there are some things
giant.
like it's great you mentioned the sword thing. I
sleeping
don't think I would have
giant fan
remembered
base
that. And that just would have
that
felt
you
natural
could
and comfortable
literally
to me,
take
being able to just pick up
advantage
that
of
sword and then kill his buddy with
if you did it properly.
Who's right next to him. So I like that you guys brought
If you did it
forward
properly.
a blend of
Reach out
some
to
of
me.
the
I can help
things
you
that
out
people
there.
liked and loved. And you knew this feels like Halo because the experience of Halo for me is really 25 years and what, 4 or 5 plus games and going through all those experiences. And I like that it culminates that together. That's nice. You mentioned the new levels though, because you were talking about the brute spiker. Because this was the moment I realized it. Because you go into a moment, I won't spoil it, but there's a wall, and I was like, oh, there's weapons. And I saw the brute, and I was like, wait a minute, I don't remember a brute spike. But these are also new levels. So for someone who's like me, who's put a ton of hours into Halo, I wanted to experience these 3 new levels right off the bat because it was exciting to me. What can you share a bit more, without spoiling too much, about these kind of new levels and what people can expect?
So they are 3 brand new standalone missions that we play. And
fun.
you play as Chief, and you got your buddy, Sergeant Johnson, who's just a fan favorite. And it starts off as this fun smash and grab type of adventure that's set about maybe a year or so ahead of the original event. And shenanigans happen and things escalate very quickly. But
it's like a buddy cop movie.
It's funny because when the team has talked about it at times, it's an 80s, buddy cop.
The dialogue's pretty funny. I won't spoil things, and I'm only 1 mission in, but the dialogue that Chief and Johnson have is pretty funny and great.
It better not be too millennial coded.
We haven't had
It's kind of a millennial
in a long
coded
time
right
either,
now.
so it's really great to have. And we certainly haven't seen
I'm
this
getting
side
worried.
of Sarge before, and it's a fan favorite. So it's a new story. I like that, by the way, that you mentioned that you played it first, because not everybody realizes that it's totally separate. You can choose to start the legacy missions. You can choose to jump right into what's Operation Meteorite, which is what these 3 new missions are called. And just to reiterate too, because Reverence did not want to stomp on the original game, carved out a separate space that can just be its own moment, that doesn't change the story that really is at the heart of the original Combat Evolved. I just want to add too, like we mentioned the Brute Spiker. So yes, it became an opportunity to introduce some characters and some enemies that maybe wouldn't have come until later in the franchise, but you don't have to know your way around Halo 2 or know the story that comes later. But if you do, you're going to see some extra fan service because there's new levels of foreshadowing and some narrative layers that, oh, wait, this is leading up to that thing that might have happened later. But at the end of the day, it's just about using the sandbox to its full extent, introducing a new sort of section of the Covenant called the Sacristan. They look awesome.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It's very beautiful.
So it's like our team got to go, if the other
now.
10 missions, the homework assignment was like capture the spirit of the original and make it all. This one was just like all bets are off. What cool stuff could we do? And I think they knocked it out of the park. But also, you probably saw in our showcase trailer some pretty interesting new ways to play the game, including the long-awaited return of space combat in the franchise.
That's right. Yeah, we're gonna get a little bit of that later. I'm not quite there yet.
We will.
Keep playing.
I know you've seen the trailer, so I don't think I'm spoiling you.
No.
But it was one of the goals was also how do we make these missions really be differentiated in a separate, fresh experience from the base game. So looking for new types of gameplay experiences, going back to the well. We've had Halo Space Combat before. It's been a while, so that came up early on as an idea the team wanted to explore, and it happens to work really well with the story they want to tell.
That's so cool. I like that it has an angle of, if you're an OG Halo fan, you get to almost experience that 80s buddy cop flashback of when they were younger doing something like running with guns and being dumb. But then if you've never experienced Halo, you're like, oh, like I get to meet these characters a little earlier, and it is them in their fullness. Chief being stoic in his one-liners and having his good old time, and then Sarge just ripping with that gun. It's hilarious.
But he's got different armor.
Yes.
He hasn't received his upgrade. He doesn't even have Cortana with him yet. They haven't even really come together.
There's some really great one-lines about that too. There's some really good quips on that. So anyways, I don't want to get too much into it and spoil it. It's a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see what the other 2 missions bring. But I'm not fighting through hell alone, right?
Absolutely.
You guys are bringing back co-op, and this is one of my favorite memories. I mentioned it earlier. Me and my best friend Derek in high school. He was the one who introduced me actually to Halo and Xbox because his mom bought it for him, and then he's like, "You got to come over." And I was like, "Mom, can I have a sleepover?" And she's like, "Yeah, you can have a sleepover at Derek's." We spent every waking minute. We didn't wash, we didn't wait. We just ate pizza and just played this the whole weekend. So I'm curious to hear, what am I going to experience with the co-op?
All right, great news. It's as much fun and as much shenanigans as ever. You're back to backsmacking your friend, taking their weapons, driving them off the cliff. Like all these things are back. Yeah. But it's all, of course, in the spirit of this game. Everything's got been leveled up a little bit. So let me touch on our 4-player network co-op option. So what's really cool about this, like for one, you definitely could not play more than 2 players originally in this game. So you've got twice as many Spartans on the battlefield, which is cool. We are Xbox Play Anywhere, so if you want to move between your Rogue Ally or move back to your console, you can do that as well. And my favorite part of the 4-player experience, which is such a small touch, you've probably seen this perhaps,
hefty looking.
I have to imagine at some point early on in a playtest, 4 people ran up, 3 of them got in the Warthog, drove away, and someone got left behind saying, hey, what about me?
That brute was
So now
absolutely
the iconic
jacked.
Warthog has a little special bumper seat on the back for fourth place.
Someone's got to ride bumper.
But it's like,
Oh, that's going to be
This
humiliating.
time,
Last guy has the
I
ride
feel like
bumper.
that's going to become the new, you get the crappy controller. You got to ride bumper, man. You're last of the hog.
but you could be left just running, behind the Warthog.
But that's a great little touch. Yeah, you don't want that to happen. Put him on the bumper.
I thought it was genius. It's funny. It is. I do think you're right. There's probably a little bit of shame there.
Yeah, a
Maybe
little bit
you're
of
right.
humiliation.
A little bit of the meta.
You gotta have
exactly.
that.
But
Yeah.
that's network co-op, of course. That's not the only way to play.
And we of course have split screen co-op. So
Right.
2-player split screen co-op is back. You and your friend Derek can play on the couch together. You can eat pizza and play until the wee morning hours again if you want. It is absolutely fantastic and it feels great. And I just remember when we got it going for the first time and we were in the playtest lab and I was having so much fun that I forgot where I was and my language barriers started dropping and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm at work. What am I saying? I just got lost in it.
It sounds like I got to play co-op with Casey.
Yeah.
You sound like a menace on this video.
Casey turns real quick for sure, but
do.
I feel like I would let Casey lead my legendary lasso playthrough any day of the week. Let me give a shout out to another
Hostile.
kind of low-key nerdy feature that I think is super cool. It's kind of hard to show off, so we haven't talked about it a lot, but it's really cool for co-op because we have these difficulty profile settings. So best way to think about this is like the great equalizer. Imagine you and Derek want to play together. You're awesome. Your go-to is legendary. Derek's pretty
Love this
new.
story already.
Derek's super new, right? But it wouldn't be as much fun for you to play on easy, just like it wouldn't be fun for him to play on legendary. So you can each custom tailor your own profile and change your attributes. So somebody could say, I'm going to be 2,000% damage reduction. I'm going to do more damage. I might give myself infinite ammo. So maybe I could bring my wife along to play Halo with me if I wanted to. It's just like a really cool accessibility and inclusivity feature that levels the playing field. And you can crank it up or down based on what you or your friends and anyone in the party can have their own settings and go in and have kind of their own tailored experience.
I love that. There's a pack of baddies around the corner. Get on in there, scrub. Send him in with his 200% damage.
Pretty much.
Perk.
And by the way, for the record, Derek, if you're watching, I don't know if you're good or bad. I'm just running with it here.
Great. That's great. I love all these new ways to play. You guys have also brought kind of a new element to this called Campaign Remix. Caught my attention here. Now, again, what I know is you find some skulls, you unlock it, and then it gets more skulls. Walk me through a bit of how that Campaign Remix works.
Yeah, so let's start with the skulls. We have 42 gameplay skulls, which is more
42
than any other
skulls?
Halo game that we've released before.
Jesus
So that's
Christ.
pretty freaking cool. There are 3
Lasso's
you can find
impossible.
in each level.
It's gonna be basically-
so that,
Yep.
What?
Yep. We are going for maximum chaos and mayhem here. But gosh, I think some of the favorites around the studio, obviously perspective, because you can play in third person and that's always a lot of fun. The other fun one is acrophobia. So you can fly around and just see, you can go on
didn't
an
know about that
aerial
one.
tour of Halo.
You could just jump and like keep flying and going wherever you want to.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Super Spartan.
Go on an aerial
much.
tour. It's good. And I think another fun one too is the floor is lava. It's just like that game you'd play as a
Floor is
kid,
lava.
except for now it deals damage to Master Chief.
Yeah, so
Oh.
you have to, after a few seconds of being on the floor, your health starts to tickle. So you have to jump on a rock, jump up on
Yeah.
top of this vehicle. So you're bunny hopping around the
Yeah.
mission.
Man, you can get some good challenging mini games going here with some friends.
You absolutely could, which is now the spirit of what Remix does. It's a force multiplier for some of this mayhem and chaos that Casey was referring to. So think of Remix as just a fire and forget randomizer, just throw me some crazy experiences. And a couple things that are core to Remix here. One, there's a set of 3 skulls that will automatically unlock when you earn Remix. And I should say, to get the Remix option to appear, you just need to find 3 skulls in the game. So when you find your first 3 skulls, you got Remix now. Out of the gate, Remix will do 3 things. It'll randomize every enemy in every encounter. So in every mission you play, every encounter you come upon, it's going to be something totally different. And I've seen some crazy
that's
stuff.
gonna
I've
be
seen Flood
fun.
on the Pillar of Autumn in the opening sequence.
What?
That'd be a mind trip.
I've stormed the beach of Cartographer and had an entire army of cloaked Sword Elites charging me.
That
Plus
would
Bruce from
be
the bonus mission,
sick.
by the way, coming into the fray. So it also includes all 13 missions in
Oh
sort
my
of
God,
in
this
the
is
in,
gonna
in
be
the
so
field of
good.
play there.
This is
so
gonna be fun.
Randomizes all the enemies. It'll also randomize all the weapons on pickup. So this is where you're used to always finding a plasma pistol here. Now it could be an SMG, could be a beam rifle. So another randomizer. And then there's one more setting that'll just make sure that the enemies don't kill each other before killing you, especially if you happen to spawn in some Covenant mixed with some Flood. Normally, they would start fighting each other, but we want them to go after the player in this instance.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of a truce there.
Yeah, it's just let's just make sure we're focusing on the player. And then we have 2 visual modifiers. So you might get a night vision experience, or you might get my favorite, which is everything looks like the Flood have overtaken the whole world.
Oh, spooky.
Spooky, yeah.
Alright.
It's a foggy, little particles in the air. It's gross. It's moody. It's very cool. And then after that, whatever skulls you've collected go into your pool, and Remix will I'm just going to dial up some random stuff and see what Josh can handle, and it'll just throw it at you.
That's cool. But then if I really love one skull just for the laughs, like I can turn on anything.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't even have to use Remix. Think about Remix as a whole separate playthrough. You'll have a separate save file. There's actually some achievements for beating a mission through Remix, beating the game on Remix. But if you want to just go a la carte, play one mission, turn on one skull, turn on 42 skulls, you could.
Oh, God. I really want to go full chaos. That's great. Oh, man, this sounds so much fun. Halo Campaign Evolved, if you've been under a rock, comes out July 28th. But folks who pre-order it, you can get it 5 days early on July 23rd. And then my producer told me this is releasing on July 22nd. So the game's here. We're like within less than 24 hours when this airs of people going to play it. So that's going to be pretty exciting here. Now, if they do pre-order it, you were talking about a little bit earlier before we went live, what can players get? Because you were talking about some of the skins.
Yeah, there's still time to pre-order. You can pre-order technically all the way up until our general release on the 28th. Okay. But if you want to pre-order the premium edition, you will get early access, which will start tomorrow.
Yeah.
By the time you see this, which is mind-blowing. But also pre-orders will come with 2 exclusive customization skins. There's the Flawless Cowboy. It's a 2001 throwback, like the low poly, low texture version of
I saw a picture of this. It looks really sick.
It is dope. It also comes with a matching assault rifle skin, also back. And then there's another skin that's called Gilded Onyx, which is the black and gold. It's just really cool. It's blingy, but it's black, which is always.
I just envisioning an artist being like, yeah, this looks sick. That looks cool.
That's probably how it goes, right?
Of course.
That's how the art team works. That's sick, yes or no? And then that one comes with a weapon as well. So it's the only way to get those skins is to pre-order the game. So don't miss out.
A little bit of a bonus there, and if the people want to pre-order the premium, they can be playing it tomorrow, basically.
Pretty much.
Oh yeah.
It's exciting. I have to ask you both a question here, as fans are about ready to jump into this, whether they are an old guy like me who grew up with Halo in my childhood, or this is their first Halo they're ever experienced. What are you most excited about that people are going to get to play?
Oh gosh, I'm just so excited for them to see like fans old and new just to experience the game. The Halo Studios team is they're so talented. They work so hard on this. I'm so proud of them. And we are just excited for everyone to see what we've been up to. So I can't pinpoint one thing because I think it's all fantastic.
As the longtime community guy, I'm really excited to just re-inject sort of a new chapter, a new era for Halo, for the community, welcoming in a lot of new players, as Casey was noting. Also, just very personally interested to see how people will fare. Who's going to beat Lasso first? Who's going to beat the game on Legendary and sort of get that achievement? And then beyond that, I just can't wait to see the creativity of the community, the water cooler stories, the clips, the 4-player games with Remix. There's just going to be some really fun kind of a new generation of core memories are going to come from this game.
Yep.
We've talked about a little bit of our own experiences. That's pretty exciting that we're getting ready to do that again.
M's about, oh man, did you see this?
We're
Oh,
over
check
here
this out.
huffing
The
the
screenshots,
copium.
the clips, the different bits. It's going to be pretty cool. Now, before we go,
You're gonna have
Brian,
to
I think
act
you got a surprise
fast when you make
for
the
anyone who's
money
stuck
from
around this
this.
long.
A little
Take your
something.
money.
Yeah, it's the Xbox
Act fast.
podcast,
Don't
so it
take the
felt
money and run.
appropriate. We talk about 25 years.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I used to have the old translucent Halo Limited Edition OG console.
Got a new one coming out.
So when I saw that, of course, I got to
had
figure
that
out how to get
console.
that. But we actually have a really cool armor style in the game that's an
Bring it
homage
in.
to that. It's commemorating 25 years of Xbox. That's going to be free for everybody.
That's pretty cool.
We will share details of how
That's
to get
neat.
that when the game launches on July 28th. But as you see, it's definitely giving me those throwback console
do
vibes.
remember.
Very cool that the team was
I
able to pull
remember
this off,
well.
and that'll come out on July 28th.
I can't wait. It's going to be my probably skin of choice when I go play through it. It looks so good. And you guys have done a fantastic job with this. So thank you for joining. As we've said before, Halo Campaign Evolved is coming out July 28th. But if you pre-order the premium edition of the game, you're playing it 5 days early tomorrow.
The
Be sure to
skins
check
look
that
really
out.
cool,
And as we wrap
but
it
I
up,
just-
thank you again, Ryan, for joining us today.
Why are you putting
And thank
skins in a
you
single-player
all
game
for
or a
watching and listening as well.
story-bound game?
We'll see you in the next episode of the
No
official
multiplayer,
Xbox
come on.
Podcast. Goodbye.
I'm excited to play it. Let's see what's happening, guys. I'll see you on Halo. Drop some comments below. Let me know if you're hyped. And thank you for watching.